Good morning, everybody. Today is November 8th, and you've joined Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. I appreciate you being here today, and if you would do me a favor, and before we get going, just type in where you're joining me in from around the world. I know that last year we had fewer people around the world, and this year we seem to have more. So it's always interesting to see what part of the globe you are checking in from. And every week I take questions throughout the week and then try to give my best answers for you. I have been a retail expert, worked with several of the Fortune 500 companies, all the way down to mid-level chains, as well as smaller mom and pop brick and mortar retailers. And if you're looking for hope, I'm probably the guy you got to tune in for. And if you are looking for some direction and you have questions while I'm live, I'm going to answer them as best I can. Hey, Alexandria from York, Pennsylvania. Joanne from Bethlehem. John, good morning. All the usuals are here. Sweet. Oh, there's Eric from the Netherlands. See, I knew I would have some people from across the pond. Or is that only from England to France? I never quite know that. Anyway, well, the question everybody is asking, and I'm sure I will probably have people who want to go off in all kinds of different directions, but somebody asked me quite simply, what do you think about how the election will impact my business? And frankly, I think it's relief. We have all been through it. I don't care what side you're on. This last week in America has been a nail biter, but we are time to move on. It's done. We're moving on. I think we'll feel the same way when the vaccine news comes out. And you have to remind yourself that we are about as happy as we make our minds up to be. Quite simply, as a business owner, your goal is to make money. Make no mistake, that is my job to help you do that. Nothing that happened in the last week is going to help you be a better business owner. It's not going to help you change the fortune of your business as much as understanding you're about as happy as you make your mind up to be, and to control the things you can control, which is your four walls, or in modern day, I guess it would be your four walls on the web, on the app. I'm not sure. But too many of us give that power over to others, and I am not that guy. I am here to tell you that I'm here to support you. I have been here for 26 years, and I will be here at least another 10. I don't know. In any event, I thought to illustrate that, I would share a note I just got this week, and maybe that will give you some direction as we think of this important day after the election has been pretty much decided. But oh my gosh, Gad from Netherlands, good morning from Istanbul. We got people all over the world here. That's great. So here's the note, and I will read it because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Last March, NAMM had a virtual seminar, and you were the speaker. That's the National Music Merchants Association, and I've worked with them for a number of years. I remember the day like it was yesterday. The week before, I had posted my first video announcing the closure of our showroom as directed by our government. I still can't watch it without tearing up. On that gloomy March afternoon, with the lights off, the doors locked, and with a pen and pad at the ready, we watched and listened to your presentation. We followed your suggestions, and I attribute our success to those suggestions. You said, be of service. Well, last week, a lady, and not a customer or prospect, asked to borrow a grand piano template. She wanted to make sure the piano she was looking to buy privately would fit in her home. Well, my initial reaction was less than charitable, but your words resonated with me. I lent her the template, gave her some advice on what questions to ask the private seller, and even offered to give her my professional opinion if she should buy it or not. Well, she shared the details, and I told her that in my professional opinion, it was a fair price and she should buy it, though I would love to have sold her one of my own. Well, yesterday, she bought from me a $12,000 grand piano. She told me my sales staff came back. She told my sales staff she came back to us because I was kind enough to give her something for nothing. Not the largest sale of the month, but honestly, I did not do much but be kind and share freely my expertise. I grew up in this business. We celebrated 52 years last February. You motivate me, and I in turn motivate my staff. Thank you. Well, if we are to solve the divisions in our country, I think we have got to learn to be more charitable and be of service. That is still what's going to make you successful, is if you just help enough people get what they want, you will be successful. So with that in mind, I'm going to answer a few questions, and I'll look through your comments. There's an awful lot of comments here today. So there we go. John, we are thinking of adding another store. We have zero debt, but may need to borrow a bit to get fully stocked. Is there a formula for how much we should borrow? John, there is no formula. I wish I could tell you that. The one thing I would tell you is be careful that you aren't just saying we want to add a store unless you've really gone into the details of, is there a sufficient market for your product? And do you know who that customer is? And more importantly, in these days, who they aren't. And then are you looking at what is our marketing plan going to do to reach them? Because most people get enamored with product. Oh, I love going to the shows. Well, okay, that's off for a while. I love buying. Everyone loves buying until you have to pay the bills, right? It's always great at Christmas. Oh, I bought everything. And then January, you have buyer's remorse, right? So it's not about buying. And that's what most small businesses do. We get enamored with the idea, and then we open, and it's like, holy crap, this is hard. It's like, did you ever work retail? No, I just thought it'd be fun. It's not fun. It's work. Everything is work, right? Everything is work. I remember I was speaking to a bunch of hot tub dealers. This is several years ago, and there was a panel, and several of them were talking about how hard it was to sell, and in this marketplace, which then was quite a while ago, and the owner stepped up after a while. He goes, "I founded this business when people were buying hot tubs at 24% interest rate. Don't tell me it's hard. It never gets easier. It's always going to be different, but as long as you know who your customer is and who they aren't, then I think you can find a market." And then you can service them really well. For example, when people contact me, I am a brick and mortar retailer guy. I am out to change the world. I am not just helping people sell more widgets. Yeah, that's important, but make no mistake, I am giving your employees, your business owners, the tools to be better citizens, to be better people, and to find things in common before you ever think about pitching widgets. That's what separates my sales training program, Sales RX, from the rest. I'm here to make you a better business person and a better person. And from that will make you successful. I think that's the recipe. That's what I've been teaching for 26 years. If you like that, do me a favor. Give me a heart. Give me a thumbs up if you believe in that. If you believe in that, then great. If you don't believe in that, you're probably already even watching. So there you go. Tony says, last week you talked about emailing often to customers as long as you have good content. I did say that. I do believe that. Just instead of just another sale, what's a good resource for developing the content or a guide to provide ideas? Tony, I've said this probably a number of times, but the easiest way to do it is subscribe to BuzzFeed, or to go down to your local Rite Aid or your Kroger or whoever it's going to be, Albertsons, and buy 3 men's magazines like Fitness or Men's Health or something like that, 3 women's magazines, whatever those are going to be. I don't know. But in other words, the idea is be cognizant that it's gender parity, and then just rip off the covers and come up with, take a product of yours, take a service of yours, or again with BuzzFeed, take one of their headlines and then take that subject and move it into that headline. So it's 3 astonishing ways to use name of your product that you never thought of before, whatever it's going to be. And then it gets your juices flowing and you can write, and you're laughing because it's like, well, this is easy, but we know that BuzzFeed and those magazines figured it out. So I hope that helps. Alex, what's a good ballpark conversion rate to shoot for? I think ours is 85%. Wow. Alex, I can guarantee you your conversion rate, which is lookers to buyers, is not 85%. What it is you're thinking that anyone we talk to buys from us, and that's why the big boys and girls of the world, the big men and women of the world, the traditional retailers use services like Shopper Track or other ways to say, count all the bodies coming in. In fact, there's some with in third world countries you can go through and they actually have a camera that literally there's someone just making tally marks. So it's all kinds of ways you could do it, but you track all of the people walking into your business, and then you compare that to the number of rings on your cash register. And you know what? That's going to probably be in the 15% area. There's always room, but I'm thrilled that you're even thinking about Alex, because it's all about converting more lookers to buyers. Frankly, in this day and age with COVID, people aren't looking around as much. And an awful lot of retailers are making the big mistake of saying, people just want to get in and out. People just want to get in and out. If they just wanted to get in and out, they probably wouldn't be going into that store right now. So don't forget that your merchandising and your salespeople are the 2 most underutilized things that you can do to build your sales. Another Tony says, where should I spend my marketing dollars? There's so many choices. I could do social, Google ads, flyers, radios, etc. There are so many choices. So Tony, after I'm done, I'm going to put in the chat bar the article I wrote where I would spend $1,000 on marketing. It's, even though it's a little old, it's about a year old or so, it's still true. I want to come up with professional videos, not just things I do on my phone. I want to make sure that if I have a great live video, that I know that I can spend X amount to reach my audience. As many of you know, I had, back in March, I think I had 50, 60,000 people on my live videos, and that's gone down a lot because there's a lot of space. Everyone suddenly decided we have to spend money to get in front of people, and a lot of them are spending money to get in front of people that you've never even heard of. So it's crowding those of us out who would just grow our brand organically. So I have to go out and pay money. So that's a good place to money. Also, Google ads, the most underused one is to take out a Google ad for your own brand, because it's there at the top, and it's going to make sure that your competitors, who are also, let's be honest, you have competitors that are going to go through and take out ads against people who search for you. If you don't believe me, go into Google Chrome, incognito mode, and search for your store or your business, near me or something, gift store near me or hardware store, whatever, and find out that they probably have taken ads out against you. So you want to make sure you're there. But make no mistake, most of us, including myself, there's a tendency to shoot and then to aim, and that's never good in marketing. So be cognizant about it, be focused, and be disciplined. Don't just do anything. Master one social media. If you're going to do TikTok, then do it better than anybody else. If you're going to do Instagram, do better than anyone else. But don't dabble in it, because Instagram, Facebook, all of them, LinkedIn, all of them are a time commitment. And you can't do it all, because the main thing you should be spending time on is people in front of you, people who have interest in your product already, not hoping that you're going to get likes. Likes are vanity metric, although I do want you to like me right now. I want you to set up some I want you to set up some to go through and get people to like it, but I want you to set up the markers that say, did it convert? Not just did I get a thumbs up, because just getting thumbs up makes us feel good. I had 20,000 likes. Great. And how many products sell? Well, none. That's not really great. All right. So I'm going to take a quick look at your questions. I have a couple final points here. If you have any questions, now would be the time to enter them right now as I scroll down. So I'm glad to know that so many of you are here. Hey, Nicole, thanks so much. I appreciate you being here from Denver today. Great. Excellent. Joanne says, my mom says, cultivate your garden. Yeah, that's a very good point. That's exactly it. Let's see. Cape Town, thanks so much. Tristan, with the shortage of balloons, how do you get small mom and pop places to buy holidays ahead of time, Easter and Valentine's? The number one thing, Tristan, is make sure that you are going through and you're never out of sight. So I had a stationery store that worked with in Glendale, California, and every 3 weeks they would send out a postcard like, this month colored paper is whatever the price was. It didn't matter. And the next time would be writing utensils and something else. And what I always appreciated about them is the likelihood that that postcard would be right there that day. I'm looking for hot pink flyer paper or paper is probably pretty slim. But what it did was, because he had a marketing calendar, every 3 weeks he's telling another category that he carries. And so it was top of mind. And I still say that is the way to do it, that every 3 weeks, you want to go through and be in front of your customers with something other than it's 20% off everything, 3 days only flash sale. Yeah, you can do that for a bit, but after a while, you're just training your customers to say it'll be on sale again next week or next month or whatever it's going to be. So there you go. All right. Rachel's asking, anyone offering private shopping hours for the holidays? I absolutely believe it's a great idea, because typically those people are going through and spending more. So any way you can get people to commit to a time and actually show up, whether it's Zoom or it's in store. Again, the one thing I want you all to be thinking of is COVID has changed everything in that You no longer have to wait in your store and hope someone comes in. You can actually go out, make appointments in your downtime, and be able to fill your day with people who are really interested in buying from you. Just make sure it's profitable buying and you're not just showing what's on sale. So my last thoughts to you today are that successful business owners know that it comes down to navigating change. It always has, and you're in business to make a profit. Coming together means that we start listening. You don't have the luxury of a negative thought, and the reality is you never did, but never more so in this most challenging holiday season than most of us have faced in an awful long time. I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. Do me a favor, tell your friends, give me some like, tell your friends, share this, because in the end, I can only share my mission of making the world a better place by the people working and shopping in retail if you help me. So if you could do that for me, I'd be grateful. You want to check out my online retail sales training program, SalesRx, where we are helping retailers capture their business and be able to drive margin and to compete against those online bandits. Well, then go to salesrx.com. Again, I'm Bob Phibbs, the Retail Doc. I'll see you next week at 9 a.m., provided I get enough questions. Thanks.